Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the debut, first inaugural episode of U.F.Oh Snap. My name is Jake, and with me, of course, is Lindsay.
Hello, everybody.
And we are here, of course, as you know, to talk about the UFOs, the aliens, the conspiracies, and all the craziness out in the world. I'm way into it. A little bit of a background here. I am a little obsessed with it, you could say.
A little bit.
A little obsessed.
You might know a thing or two.
Well, Lindsay here is not as versed, which is going to make this interesting. And as you listen through, you're going to start hearing me tell her all about the craziness that's out there in the UFO world. And you're going to join us for the adventure.
Yes, I'm very excited to learn everything. I know a little bit. I know, like, the baseline stuff, but I don't know how far down the rabbit hole goes.
Man.
So join us on this journey.
Yeah, the rabbit hole goes all the way down to the hollow earth is where it goes. All the way down to the hollow earth. Very exciting. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for giving a listen to this first thing. You probably don't even know who I am or who Lindsay is. You might know Lindsay a little bit more than me. Lindsay, of course, has very many different YouTube shows. You're like a YouTube celebrity.
Sure.
You're getting there.
Yeah, I'm world famous in Iowa.
Yeah.
But no, I have my own YouTube channel where I talk about movies, good movies, bad movies, my VHS collection. And then I'm also a member of the Bad Movie Night podcast, where every week we talk about a new bad movie, and man, have we seen some shit.
I bet. Seen some shitty alien movies?
Oh, yes. Lots of sci-fi, evil space rocks kind of stuff.
Half of those probably are based on true stories.
Probably. Star Worms.
A lot of Star Worms?
Yes.
I used to know somebody who Star Wars makes me think of Tremors.
Yes.
And what she would do, anytime she would date somebody and they were getting intimate, she would pretend that their penis was a tremor worm and be like, "Mwah."
What about the graboids?
I don't know.
I would freak out if that happened in that situation, just graboids coming out.
Well, it was really weird because she always says that, like, it goes okay until Kevin Bacon comes out of the closet, and they're like, "What the fuck, what? Kevin Bacon?" And it's always to Reba McEntire music, and it's whatever. It's a lot of Tremors references there. If you've never seen Tremors,
yeah.
So
man, I didn't know that. I mean, I love that movie.
Yeah, well, there you go. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Lindsay Washburn, or you can find me on Instagram at the Lindsay Washburn, and of course my YouTube channel, which is just my name, Lindsay Washburn.
Go and check out all of the moviness that Lindsay has going on. If you really wanted to know what I'm up to, I'm at Jake Rains. It's pretty simple. Just find me. Now, the thing is, we got together and we started talking about all this alien stuff, and at a point of enlightenment, if you will.
Yes.
We were on a higher plane discussing these things. And it really came down to you being like, what the fuck is going on? And that's when we were like, we should really start recording these.
Yeah, because we would hang out, you know, you come over and we'd just start talking about ideas and things. And you would ask me, oh, did you watch this documentary or something like this? And you'd start telling me this story that I had never heard before.
Yeah.
And it would be like an hour and a half later, and you're telling me about like shadow people or something like that.
Yes. Absolutely. So we decided to give this a try, and we decided to include everybody else. Speaking of being elevated. And then, but you know what? A fun thing that I thought about to kind of ease us into this before we get into our first episode, which at this point you know the title, right? First episode is all about Roswell. Roswell's a big deal. It all started at Roswell. Like everything started at Roswell.
Yes, I know. I've heard of Roswell. I have.
Yeah, and as we get deeper and deeper into it, it turns out Roswell wasn't the first, but it's the first that everybody knows about, right?
Yes,
it doesn't matter if you're into it, not into it.
It's part of the pop culture zeitgeist at this point. Everyone's heard of Roswell.
Yeah, a lot of people mistake and confuse Area 51 and Roswell as the same thing, and they're not. So I just want to clarify that right off the bat for the people who have no clue about any of this. But
they are different things?
They are.
Okay.
They're in different places.
Okay. Well, Roswell's the town.
Roswell is in Roswell, New Mexico. Area
Yes.
51 is on the outside of Las Vegas, like out in that area.
Okay.
Out in Nevada.
I think I knew that, but
Yeah, Area 51's in Nevada.
Okay, gotcha.
Two separate things. But we'll get into that. But so the thing that I was getting to is Lindsay, again, being versed into movies, and this being versus to aliens is, why don't we play a little bit of alien movie trivia?
Oh my God, I'm so excited right now.
Oh man. So what we're gonna do here is I have some trivia questions
Oh man, I hope. Oh man,
from different movies.
he sprung this on me. I had no warning.
That's true. We've been hanging out for a couple hours and I didn't tell you
Did
a word.
nothing. Yes. Oh my God. All right, here we go. Let's do it.
So, a couple trivia questions. They are about movies that have to do with aliens. And here we go. Question number 1. In the 1979 film Alien, what is the name of the spaceship that the aliens first appear on?
The Nostromo.
Ooh, is that correct?
Yay!
The Nostromo. Nice. Number 2.
Oh God.
In the 1996 film Mars Attacks, what is the name of the song that causes the alien's head to explode?
Oh no!
Oh, this is a tough one. This is a
my
tough
God,
one.
this is it's like a yodeling, isn't it? Almost. Whoa, God, what is it?
You giving up or? It's a song.
It is a song. It is a song.
It's a song.
But I can't. It's like a yodel or something like that, like a Hank Williams thing. I don't know the name of it though.
No, well, that's not a win. No bell there.
Damn.
It's A Horse with No Name by America.
Seriously, I thought it was like a yodel.
No, that's what they say it is.
I haven't watched that movie in a long time.
Well, 50-50. Number 2.
I'm still in the game.
Still in the game.
I get turned around right here.
In the 1997 film Men in Black, what is the name of the main character's partner, played by Tommy Lee Jones?
It's been a long time since I've watched Men in Black also. Well, he is Jay.
Who's he?
Will Smith.
Will Smith, okay.
Yes. Will Smith is Jay.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Is it M?
Final answer?
Final answer.
Meh.
Damn it.
No, sorry. It's K.
K.
It's K.
JK.
Okay, here we go. Time to redeem yourself.
I need to get back into this. This
Number
is
4.
Fuck.
In the 1977 film Close Encounters of the Third Kind, what is the name of the mountain that the main character is compelled to visit?
Devil's Tower.
Yeah, there we go.
This means something.
We're back.
It's important.
It's important. Every time I think about that, I think of Weird Al. Oh, let's see here. Okay, here's a tough one.
Oh my God, we're still going.
In the 1984 film Starman, what was the name of the alien that came to Earth to retrieve a sample of Earth's atmosphere?
I have no idea. I haven't seen that movie in 20 years. I don't remember.
The answer is Starman.
What? I haven't seen that movie in 20 years.
Oh, let's go out on a win. Last question.
Yes. Oh my God, this is horrible.
Last one. You should know this.
I hope I do.
If you don't know this, I'm walking out.
I know.
We're done.
I'm gonna have to disappear from YouTube in shame.
This is all going to stop before it starts. In the 1999 film The Fifth Element, what is the name of the alien who helps the main character save Earth?
What?
In the movie?
Lilu. Lilu. Okay, okay. I was like, I know. I thought you meant the other something else, but
Well, nope. That
I'm
was
glad
it.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I doubted myself, but damn it,
never,
I knew it.
Never doubt yourself. Never doubt yourself. So, okay, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. Lindsay, how do you feel about the UFO state? Do you believe in the UFOs? Do you believe in the aliens? Where's your baseline?
I think there are UFOs. I don't know if there's aliens. They could be something else. I think there's some form of intelligent life that's been flying around our atmosphere.
If not
for a while.
aliens, then what do you think they are?
Possibly time travelers is a theory I've heard. I have heard that theory. I don't know. So, I mean, are they little green men? That I don't know, but there is some other life form.
They could be little green men.
They could.
Probably
they
not,
could,
though.
but doubtful.
Probably not. Well, that's good to know. So here's where everything starts. It all starts with Roswell. It was a hot summer day, Lindsay, in 1947, when a rancher in Roswell, New Mexico, stumbled upon something strange in his property. He was coming out, and he was looking around, and he's like, man, there's a lot of debris. Weird things, metal, sheets of metal that he said that you could bend, but it would always spring back into its exact shape.
Okay.
It was like aluminum foil, but it would perfectly bounce back.
Yeah.
You can't cut the stuff. You can't rip the stuff. You can't burn the stuff. You can't do anything with the shit. Can't do anything with it. Tons of the stuff. Tons of it. So this guy's like, where did this come from? So he goes into his house and he reports it. He calls the Roswell Army Airfield, which is right there, and he reports it. What's really kind of interesting to me, first off, is it took so long. And that's something to make a note, I think. Because it happened, he discovered it on June 24th.
Uh-huh.
But they didn't really come checking things out until early July.
Okay.
That's important to keep a note. It's important to remember that. So he alerted the authorities, and they came to investigate. Okay? Now, the actual Air Force Base sent out a press release July 7th, 1947, that read, "Flying saucer recovered."
Seriously?
I mean, seriously.
Okay, I have heard. Okay, this is sparking a memory here. There was an episode of Unsolved Mysteries, I think, where they talked about at least what the rancher discovered.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
RAAF captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region. So this is a press release. When Lindsay's looking at the thing, if you look into the notes of the show, I will put the link to all of this. From the Roswell Daily Record that was put out by the actual Army Air Force. They put out a
This was their press release.
This is their press release. They put this out.
Yeah, because they call it a flying saucer and a flying disc.
Yeah. Okay. So they put this out. Well, it's kind of interesting, though, because you see, the next day, they immediately put in a retraction.
Oh.
Immediately. And said, no, just kidding.
So what story are they trying to sell?
Well, that's where we get into this. So what they did is they claimed the debris was a weather balloon.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So they come down. If you think about this, they come in and they put out a press release that says, "Holy shit, we got a UFO."
Yeah.
And then the next day they're like, "Just kidding."
That was a weather balloon.
Okay. So here's my problems with this so far. We're talking about people from this is the Air Force before the Air Force was the Air Force, right?
Yeah.
Because the Air Force was a part of the Army before it was spun off into the Air Force. So these are trained observers. These are people that know the difference between a balloon and something that's not a balloon.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me that they're going to make that mistake, that they're going to see a balloon, a weather balloon, and be like, "Hey, this is a spaceship."
Yeah, I don't think they would conflate the two of those things.
And not to the point where it gets through to the press, whatever, and they put out a press release.
No, because those things have to be approved by higher ups.
Yeah. So
I guess.
Insanity,
It's,
right?
Yeah.
So
no,
far,
it's crazy.
So far, insanity, right? So, the sudden change, of course, in the story fueled rapid speculation, right? Sparked major conspiracy theories that exist to this day. Here we are.
We're talking about it right now.
Right? So here is we enter a major Jesse Marcel, okay? Jesse Marcel was the intelligence officer at the base who was sent to recover the debris.
Okay.
Marcel himself later claimed that he took some of the materials home to
Like you do.
to show his son. All right? So he took some home to show his son because he thought, hey, I'm never going to have a chance to show anybody this, and he's never going to ever...
He found it that miraculous.
Yeah, that he needed to show his son because he thought his son would never, ever in his life get a chance to see something like this, ever, right? So he went home, and he showed his son, who, to this day, his son says, yes, his son corroborates this whole thing. His son written books about it.
Oh, my God.
All right? So, after he gets done, right, he goes and he takes it. He was ordered to lie, allegedly, about the whole situation, right? A photo was taken with this guy with some of the debris, which became a key piece of evidence for those who believe the crash, right? So, here's the other fucking thing.
Okay.
All right.
Let's break this down here.
There's been lots of people that has talked about the fact that they posted this fucking photo of him.
Yes, I've seen this. This is the photo of him with the debris. I've seen this photo.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So you've seen the photo.
Yes.
So the thing is that first off, that debris doesn't look like a fucking weather balloon either. It looks like a sheet of tinfoil.
Yeah.
And some balsa wood sticks. It's like, well, weather balloons aren't made of what was in that picture either.
No.
So it's like, what the shit, right? It just doesn't make any sense. Nothing is adding up.
No.
Right? Nothing is a weather balloon. No. I don't. No.
And wasn't like that their go-to excuse going forward when something would be seen?
Oh, we'll get there. So Marcel also claimed that the debris was flown in 2 separate planes to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio, where it was examined by government officials. So if this was just a weather balloon, why would they fly the debris in 2 separate planes? Well, the reason they did that was because in case one went down, they wouldn't lose.
They wouldn't lose everything.
It was so important. Whatever this was so important that they split it up between 2 separate planes. But it's just a weather balloon, right? Why? Why would they do that? Why would they? I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
No.
Right? But the plot thickens. In 1978, author Stanton Freeman interviewed Marcel.
Okay.
And Marcel claimed that the debris was not from a weather balloon himself, but rather a crashed UFO. He admitted this. The revelation ignited interest in the Roswell incident. Had UFO enthusiasts like frothing at the mouth with excitement. They're like, what? Ugh. You mean to tell me the guy that was in charge of taking this and getting all this stuff is setting now? Yeah, it's a UFO. It's a UFO, man. It was an alien craft. That's exactly what it was. Weather balloon. So, it just kept building and building and building, especially once that happened. And then in the 1980s, the U.S. Air Force attempted to finally end all of this. They're like, we're going to put out the truth for once and all. And so they came out with a report titled the Roswell Report, Case Closed, which concluded that the debris was from a classified government project called Project Mogul.
What?
Yeah. So, okay. We gotta stop the music and get fucking serious for a second. Project Mogul was a top secret project in which they flew big ass balloons up in the atmosphere that could detect. It had like microphones on it, and it was used to detect like Soviet like weaponry and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it was a big top secret balloon. So, if I'm reading this correctly, if I'm following along our government's explanation, is the government said we got a UFO that crashed, And then the next day, they're like, no, it was a weather balloon. And then years later, they're like, you know what? We're finally going to tell the truth. It was a conspiracy to cover up a secret government program that was a weather balloon. It was a balloon. So you telling me that the government's explanation for Roswell is there is a cover up, but it was a balloon. But you said it was a balloon to cover up the balloon?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Why wouldn't you stick with the UFO? Because at least that's keeping your secret a secret. So you mean to tell me that you put out there, hey, we got a UFO, and then the next someone's like, no, that's a secret balloon program. Tell them it's a balloon.
Exactly.
And what? Don't we want to keep this a secret? Yeah.
Evidently not.
And then fucking, umpteen years later in the 80s, they're like, okay, guys, you got us. You got us. There was a conspiracy. There was a cover up. You're right. There was a cover up. There was a secret project that we tried to cover up by saying it was a balloon. Well, what was the secret project? Government? It was a balloon.
Oh my God.
How much? I mean, well,
yeah, that makes it absolutely zero sense.
It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. And then, as if the government said, you know what? We're not treating these people like they're fucking stupid enough. And so in 1994, the Air Force doubled down on their explanation with a second report. These are official reports, mind you.
Okay.
You can go out there and you can fucking look these up, and they will be on .gov websites. You can. These are real. All right. And so the second one, titled "The Roswell Report: Fact versus Fiction in the New Mexico Desert."
Okay.
Right? Which, so they're like, we're going to come out with this new one. And we're like, okay, maybe now they'll be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll be honest. So in the 80s, we got the balloon was actually a balloon. And now they're like, okay, fact versus fiction. Here we go. What is it? And you know what they said?
It was a weather balloon?
They said it was a weather balloon. Or a balloon, not a weather balloon. It was a secret balloon.
Secret balloon.
Secret balloon. Not a weather. So, okay.
It's
not a weather balloon, guys. It's a secret balloon. Secret balloon.
This is like in 30 years if the government came out and said, okay, everybody, we're going to be honest now.
It's so
Epstein killed himself.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Oh my God. It's just I don't get it. So, I mean, what really happened at Roswell, right? Like, no one really knows.
No.
But there's everybody everywhere points to it being a UFO crash. Mm-hmm. It just makes sense. And so the thing you got to look at, too, is what was going on around that time and in that area, right? Well, the atomic bomb testing was going on. And where was the only place in the world that had the atomic bomb capabilities? Roswell Air Force Base. That same Air Force Base. Isn't that a coincidence?
See, this is what makes me think they're time travelers.
Well, why's that?
Well, maybe not. Because they're trying to come back and find out when it started going wrong. Something like that. That's my theory. I don't know.
Okay.
It could be true. I think it's just plausible.
Okay.
That's what these things are. And they're coming back to find out, like, when did shit start hitting the fan?
Yeah. So there's a lot of theories about, of course, what it is, what's going on. A strong one is there is a trend in the UFO tracking that says that this phenomena shows up quite a bit around nuclear weaponry.
Okay.
Lots of sightings on bases, and we'll be talking a lot about more of this in future episodes. But they appear at bases. They appear around all these different things, and so
Yeah, I think I read one report of like off the coast of Australia where they had like nuclear subs or something.
Oh yeah,
Came in and shut down the power or something like that.
that happened on U.S. soil actually. So there was Air Force or not Air Force, but there was nuke bases. I want to say in North Dakota. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's where it was. Well, there's an official report, and again, this is official report. You can go to the Black Vault I think it's .org and search for this. Like it's legitimate that a UFO appeared over the top of this base and shined some sort of beam down on the base, and it disabled all the nukes. So it just started turning everything off. In that moment, I mean, these are official officers that are guarding that base, said that in that moment, if the president were to call and say, you know, we got to fire them, we couldn't.
They wouldn't be able to.
They wouldn't work. The flip side of that, there's reports over in Russia that said that a similar thing happened to one of their nuclear bases, except the opposite. Beam shined down, things started turning on. It was prepped. It somehow circumvented the security codes needed to arm them. They were armed. The people actually had to go in and do the abort sequence because this thing was turning on.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they're excited too.
I know.
They can't believe it.
Shocked.
Shut up. Fucking dogs. Yeah, but it's insane.
But it's like, what would be the purpose of I could see shutting them down. Maybe that's a purpose. But if they're here for whatever reason they're here for, it's like,
I think
why would they turn the other ones on?
To show that, hey, listen, you are not in control of your weapons. We are. And you need, it's like recognize, you know. I think it's the point when we learn how to split the atom, that maybe that sent some sort of signal out into the world, to the universe, the cosmos, that holy shit, these little upright monkeys figured out how to split the atom. Maybe we should take them serious and start looking at them. You know, if you want to get way crazy into it, you go down the path that maybe existence alone, like we're nothing more than a science experiment to them.
Probably.
And if that's the case, then it's like, oh, these stupid monkeys just figured out a way how to blow themselves completely up. Like, I mean, the atomic bomb, you know, Oppenheimer, that's the first point where we could literally destroy the world with a single stroke.
Yeah.
It's the one thing done. I mean, they thought that thing was going to ignite the atmosphere.
The atmosphere, yeah.
They thought we were going to burn the world down, and they still did it.
They still fucking did it.
And we get surprised when they're like, it was a weather balloon. No.
No.
It was a secret balloon. I mean, this is legitimately what they said. A weather balloon? Nope. Secret balloon.
Secret balloon.
We were talking before about decorating the podcast studio here that we're in. The actual newspaper, the Roswell Daily Record, on their website sells a printed duplicate of
that's cool.
that paper and the retraction the next day.
Oh, really?
Framed. I think I got to get them both and just
probably
put them up. Yeah, but it's just, it's insane to me that from the people, like, I don't know. It's just,
it seems a bit silly.
It's madness.
It's a bit silly.
It's madness. Also, you're going to tell me, here's my other problem, right? So if we go back to the beginning of the story, the rancher notified them around June 24th, 25th.
Yeah.
And they didn't start doing shit until July 7th or 8th.
Yeah.
Or 6th or 7th is when the press release, so 6 at least.
So that leaves, with that gap of time, they didn't know anything was, it's not like they knew something was missing.
Well, that's my point.
They didn't know, they thought he was just some fucking rancher that said, hey, there's some stuff in my yard. Can you come look at it?
My point is if you lost a top secret balloon.
Yes, you'd be waiting for someone to call in.
Why would you give it a week before you showed up?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
It makes zero sense.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. I don't know. Like, I mean, there's so many pieces to this, right? Like, there's people that's been interviewed, all of these other people, and there's actually been other reports of different UFO crashes and things that have happened around that area, and sightings and stuff, like within miles of that area, and I mean, you got everything kind of points to the fact that it's where the atomic bomb was at.
Yeah.
You know, and especially back then, there was nowhere else, and so this shit started happening. Now, of course, they took the materials, they say, to Air Force Base, or the base in Texas, or no, Ohio.
Ohio,
yeah. And that's where the famous picture was taken. Marcel himself later on actually said that they told him to get down there, and they just happened to have some random stuff like nearby, and threw that down and was just like, hold it up and smile. and so that's why he held it up, and he was just like, ah. And so if you look at that picture of him holding that thing up, like supposedly like, this is what we recovered. I mean, it's like a piece of tin foil and some balsa wood sticks. Like, that's the other thing. Like, if this was some super top secret spy balloon, you'd think it'd be made out of something a little better. And the other thing is I mean, you've seen weather balloons, right? Like,
yeah,
they're big.
They're huge.
They're big, but they also don't look silver. And even if it was silver, the rancher and Marcel himself said that there was a ton of debris. A ton. Mm-hmm. You don't have a ton of debris from a balloon.
Weather balloon.
From a balloon. A secret balloon.
Secret balloon. Yeah, those are different.
It's very different. Secret balloon. Secret balloon. Oh my God. There's not enough drugs in the world for somebody to believe this is true. Like, it's, hold on. Let me see if I can make it believe. Well, wait a minute. Ooh. Nope. Still don't believe it. I believe in the Pineapple Express way more than this fucking story. It's, oh my God. I don't know. So everything keeps coming back to Roswell and coming back to this guy. And now his son, like, wrote a book about it, and his son swears up and down, you know. But, okay, so here's the other thing. Was it an alien ship? I don't know. I don't know.
It wasn't a weather balloon.
It wasn't a weather balloon. That I know. I know it wasn't a weather balloon. It was a secret balloon. Yeah, okay, whatever. Fucking secret balloon. Secret balloon! Secret! Like, what the oh, man. Like, here's the thing about the government, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know much about how this all works. The government is very segmented, first off. And the thing is the problem is people say the government like it's one entity. There's so many different subsections to quote unquote the government, and they don't talk to each other.
No.
Like, at all. Like, there's no communication within. So, like, the right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing. Left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing. Fucking president knows the least about. I mean, and we'll get into that as time goes on. But Jesus, tap dancing Christ. I mean, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Tweet at us at U.F.Oh Snap on the Twitters. And let me know what you think. I mean, is Roswell, what is it? Was it a crashed ship?
Because growing up, you know, you would see, like I said, this stuff on Unsolved Mysteries, things like that. But it was in that vein of like Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster, which is a whole other story you could have another podcast about.
Cryptozoology.
Yeah. But it was like a spooky story as a kid. You know, you never really took it seriously. It was just aliens were scary. That's what you took from those stories.
Right.
Not that these things were actually really happening or could really be happening.
Right. And it turns out they kind of were. And then it turns out like a lot of things that's happened could be directly referenced to real life actions. I mean, I'll give you a case in point. In our trivia, we had a question about Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Well, there are lots of reports that movie is directly influenced by different UFO things and consultants and whatnot. Spielberg himself had a consultant on that movie named Jacques Vallée. And Jacques Vallée is a very famous UFOologist, hunter, alien hunter kind of guy. He's also a computer programmer, very smart guy.
Character in
was
Close
100% based on him.
Yes.
And Jacques Vallée actually had a cameo himself too. But that guy directly influenced that kind of stuff. Supposedly, Spielberg himself got to read top secret briefings, which directly influenced that movie.
Oh, wow.
Very interesting. Like, from what I understand, that movie, according to quote people in the know or whatever, the I don't know, the shadow people. That movie is very realistic. Like
it plays that way.
Very realistic.
And I mean, Spielberg is a magician, and especially back in the 80s, he could just make magic.
Yeah.
And he made it feel very real.
Right. Yeah, and there's other things too, and we'll get into this later on about influence and things like that. But what I'm trying to get at, ladies and gentlemen, is there is a lot of fuckery going on with the government and with the aliens and with the stuff. Now, another I'm going to give an alternative theory that surprisingly has nothing directly to do with aliens, is that it was a German thing. The Germans will...
How so a German thing?
Well, because the Germans and the Nazis...
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The Nazis were... so allegedly they got them hands on some UFO recovered stuff, and they built a Nazi UFO called the Bell. And there's...
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've heard the stories about the Nazis had a secret base on the moon.
Yeah.
Things like... And it's...
I don't know about that one. Antarctica, though, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Antarctica.
Antarctica, that one's legit.
They made movies like Iron Sky.
Yeah. Yep. But, and so there's things to say that, like, that's what crashed and that's why the cover-up happened, because it was German recovered. But that also says that was influenced directly by UFOs. That Hitler was way into the occult and way into metamaterials and way into UFOs and all that stuff. And so that's an alternative. It was that. I mean, it also could have been some sort of new spy technology that we were having that crashed, and they tried. There's lots of things. It doesn't always have to be UFOs. We're not doing a Giorgio Tsoukalos over here where we're like, I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. But there's definitely, what I'm getting at is there's some fuckery about. And we're going to talk about it a lot in a lot of different ways.
Okay, so let me get this straight.
Yes.
Back in the 40s.
Yes.
Got the right decade. Okay. Back in the 40s, this rancher found a bunch of wreckage in his field. He calls the military.
His ranch.
He calls the military.
The rancher and his ranch.
The rancher and his ranch. And they come pick it up, and the next day they have a press release. They say it's a UFO, a flying saucer or flying disc. And then the next day there's a retraction. They say, no, it's a weather balloon. And they keep saying it's a weather balloon for the next 50 years.
Yeah. Basically. Well, they say it's a weather balloon, and then they say, no, wait.
It's a secret balloon.
It's a secret balloon. Yeah. They say it's a secret balloon. Yeah.
So.
Yep.
And there's government fuckery.
God, so much government fuckery. I mean, the guy took some of it home. The crazy thing is they say this stuff was weightless. They say that it was paper thin. You can't tear it. You can't cut it. You can't burn it. It doesn't lose its shape after you mess with it. Fuckery. Government fuckery. Yeah. So much government fuckery. So much government fuckery that we have to dedicate an entire episode to the government fuckery. So I hope everybody subscribes to us on all of your podcast platforms, and tell your friends if you love us. If you hate us, tell your enemies. And listen, because next week's a great one. It's the government and other fun party guests, where we get into all the crazy fuckery going on at the government level, starting way back right after Roswell and going right up to today.
Okay.
We're going to cover it all.
Wow.
The whole
That's
fucking...
a lot of fuckery.
So much fuckery. Oh my God. Well, it's a lot of fuckery. And like, it's a lot of fuckery. So.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either. I'm Jake.
I'm Lindsay.
Saying, hey, make sure you keep your head above the clouds and stay elevated. Goodbye.